we'll play. So, because she says, like, she's truly perplexed about why the Prime Minister will not answer a legit. So this is a rough translation. Let's take a look. Do you have it ready to play? Folks, this is a rough translation. We're working on getting a better translation because the multi-million-dollar Government Debates Commission didn't have an interpreter ready. Because who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk that maybe we'd need a French translator oh, whoops, we forgot about that. Anyhow, here's our own rough translation. Take a look.
Bonjour, M. Trudeau. Alexandre pour Rebel News. Donc, M. Trudeau, je vais revenir rapidement sur ce qui s'est passé hier. Vous avez diabolisé l'un des rares médias qui ne reçoit pas d'argent du gouvernement. Vous avez exprimé votre opinion en disant que nous propageons la désinformation. Si c'était vrai et si c'était le cas, la Cour fédérale ne nous aurait pas permis d'être ici aujourd'hui. Je suis moi-même scientifique et je me base sur les faits. Ma question est la suivante. L'Israël est l'un des pays les plus vaccinés au monde. Ils sont rendus maintenant à leur 4e rappel de vaccin. Ils ne considèrent plus que ceux qui ont reçu 2 doses de vaccin sont pleinement vaccinés. Ma question est, plusieurs Canadiens ne désirent pas avoir un rappel de vaccin. Allez-vous leur enlever leurs privilèges reliés au passeport vaccinal? Et aurez-vous l'obligeance de répondre à ma question en tant que Premier ministre ou allez-vous encore diaboliser mon média?
J'ai partagé ma perspective sur ton organisation hier soir. J'ai plus rien à dire.
Ça démontre bien qui vous êtes. Merci.
That was a pretty good translation. Let's have it gone over one more time, and then let's have a better English grammar put on it. But that's a pretty good first cut. Thank you for that, Justin, and whoever's doing the translation. Appreciate it. That question was put with lots of brains and lots of heart by a true Canadian who actually, and perhaps somewhat naively, believes that her Prime Minister, at a government debate, the only one in English, although the question was in French, perhaps naively thinks that a Prime Minister, on a matter of public interest, on a question that has not been put yet, that is of interest to millions of Canadians, might think that that question would be answered. But Trudeau is too childish and too much of a trickster and too much of a poser and too much of a male feminist, and he hates women he can't control and who disagree with him. So it's a handy excuse for him to avoid a question that he very much doesn't want to answer, and that he knows he would never have to answer if it was just him and his bailout media boys, as it was supposed to be. And who was this peasant coming in from Rebel News? I thought I ordered you to keep those people out of here. I thought I ordered the RCMP to keep the rebels out of here. And then I thought I ordered our 7 lawyers to keep the rebels out of here. Who let the peasant in? Except for she's not really a peasant. She's smarter than Trudeau. She's a scientist. And every fact she said there was accurate. And her question was a sophisticated one. So he just simply does what he always does when he encounters a woman he can't control. He disrespects her, he ignores her, he dismisses her. And I understand we have Alexa Lavoie on the phone, or is it on Skype? There she is. Alexa, again, the hero of the hour. What a pleasure to see you, my friend, and thank you for putting a most thoughtful question to our Prime Minister. We have a rough translation of it that we just played for our audience. Tell us your side of things. How do you feel about how it went? Describe what happened.
So what I actually asked, I asked him that I say, first of all, I say, Mr. Trudeau, I will come back on what you said about us yesterday. You bring your opinion on saying that we spread this misinformation. But what I say to him, I say, if it was the fact, I don't think that the federal court would allow us to be present tonight. That is a fact. And I'm a scientist and I'm base my stuff on facts. So this is my question. Israel is one of the most vaccinated country in the world. And now they are giving the 4th booster. And the people who have been double vaccinated are not recognized anymore as fully vaccinated. I say to him, I know that a lot of Canadians doesn't embrace a third dose. Would you remove the privilege from the vaccine passport to them? And would you would you answer to my question as a prime minister, or you will try again to demonize us? So it was just that, and he actually said to me, I answered yesterday what I'm thinking about your organization. I have nothing else to say, and I answered to him, that just show which kind of person you are.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I have to tell you that your question was excellent, and the Prime Minister disgraced himself by not meeting you on your level. He disgraced his office. I believe he failed in his responsibility, in fact, his duty as Prime Minister to answer a legitimate question that was put in the public interest. And I think
Exactly.
it was quite childish, too. And I wonder who else in public life he's treated this way, not just in Canada, not just his own staff, but for example, if he was in an international negotiation with someone who he didn't like personally, but he had to do a proper business, would he pout like the privileged, pampered, spoiled brat that he is with them? Like, who else does he treat this way? He couldn't be the bigger man. You came there with a thoughtful question, and he treated you in a bullying manner, in a manner beneath a prime minister. A prime minister is the most powerful man in the country. He doesn't need to play little psychological games to show his dominance. He is dominant. Look at the word, prime minister. But he's such a brittle little ego, that man-child, that fake feminist, that he felt the need in that moment to show his dominance by not answering a legitimate question. You're exactly right. He showed exactly who he is, Alexa, and you showed who you are, which is a young woman with great courage, willing to stand up to the most powerful man in the country, look him in the eye and say, you've tried to scare me away, you've tried to demonize me, but I am undeterred, and here I am again with a question for you. I know whose character shone through today, so I congratulate you again on behalf of our many viewers who are surely just as proud of you as I am.
And thank you. I was just feeling really sad at the end, because I was like, he should have answered my question, because it's a legitimate question that a lot of people want to have the answer, especially because here in Quebec, we are talking about the third booster that we will give soon. And a lot of people wrote to me or talked to me about the fact that they don't want to take it, but they are afraid to lose their privilege that they have been granted because they took the 2 vaccine. That is something that he should have answered.
You're right. And you know what irritates me, Alexa, is that there were questions by foreign journalists, like there was a journalist from Germany, and his question
How are you feeling?
Yeah, Mr. Prime Minister, someone protested you. Are you feeling okay? So that question...
Chin up, tiger.
Yeah, I hope you're okay. I'm here from Germany to say I like you. And hey, Canadians, on behalf of Germany, we like Trudeau. I mean, that's such a childish is the word that comes to mind. You had the most sophisticated, most informed, most serious, and most relevant question of the night, but he wouldn't answer you. I think it's because Trudeau hasn't even thought of that yet. Or if he's thought of it, he doesn't want the public to know his answer. Sheila, do you have any thoughts or questions for Alexa?
You know, when I was watching Alexa, and Ezra sort of pointed out that you're kind of like a little bit of a bohemian, and I thought, you know, if this were a different time and place, and if Alexa weren't so smart and so prickly and such a good advocate for the people that she speaks on behalf of, she would be Justin Trudeau's type. She would be right up his alley. She would be the kind of lady that he would be groping in Creston, BC. She really would. And it makes me think about his treatment of Alexa. How many other women he has left in his wake, women he couldn't control like Alexa, and women he bullied, because we saw it firsthand tonight. He has absolutely no problem using his privilege and power to bully women. And even when he wasn't the prime minister, he was the prime minister's kid, a very wealthy guy. And there's no doubt that there are tons of women in his wake that this male feminist has bullied and manipulated along the way. But not you, Alexa, not you.
Yeah.